Actress and former talk show host Ricki made headlines when she included herself in a 2007 documentary giving birth to her second child at home in a bathtub.
It was convenient.
Yes, it was. It was right there.
The film caused a lot of controversy about home births, so Ricki and the documentary's director, Epstein, explored the business of giving birth to educate moms-to-be about all their options. It's all in a book, a brand new book called Your Best Birth, and Ricki and Abby are here with us today.
Looking very happy to see you.
Lovely.
Yes, nice
Great to see you both.
What made you decide initially to have your baby in the tub at your house?
Well, I mean, I did so much research in between my first and second birth. You know my children, Milo and Owen. And I felt comfortable in my own home environment with a midwife, with a trained midwife, and I really researched water birth. Michel Audant, who's a French doctor, who really talks about the benefits of that transition, that when the baby is coming into life.
From water
to water, and it's gentle on the mother. And that was a personal choice, and that's really what our book is about. It's really not have a home birth like me. It's really about
it's the best way. It's a personal choice.
It's a personal choice, and you need to know that there are lots of choices that you need to make, particularly in a hospital environment, because these days, let's face it, the C-section rate is now climbing to 1 in 3 women, and in some hospitals here in New York City, the C-section rate is over 50%. So women need to know that those C-sections a lot of times are not in the benefit of mother and baby.
It's major surgery. I've had 2 of them. It's major surgery.
It's major surgery.
Although I didn't agree with you about the gas situation after.
Oh, that's worse than the surgery.
What's the gas situation?
You have a heart before you can go home, right?
We don't use.
Not to. Hello.
Yeah, if you don't turn over and get low on your stomach, you're going to be very sorry that you did. Yeah.
Well, we're all about making noise. I mean, really.
Well, sometimes home births work out well, and I know in your case, Abby, there was trouble when you tried it.
Well, I didn't even get to try my home birth. I was looking at home birth. I decided sort of late in the pregnancy because I got pregnant making the film, which was convenient and horrible. So it wasn't until I was like 30 weeks pregnant that I started talking to a home birth midwife. But my baby was breech, so he was bottom up. So like I knew we weren't going to.
You don't want a midwife at that time. You want somebody.
So you knew in advance.
Well, we knew in advance, but I went into labor really early, and the cool thing was that I had this home birth midwife. So she came to my house and she said, "Okay, you're in labor, and I'm calling the doctor, and I'll take you to the hospital." So it was like personal escort, you know, with the trained medical professional, and Ricki was there.
I was her doula. I was there. I mean, you want the support system, and midwives offer great care for low-risk women, and I think it's misunderstood. People don't understand.
People don't understand they work with doctors.
Yeah.
You know,
they deliver in hospitals.
It has sort of a medieval sound to it, doesn't it? Midwife, medieval
times.
It's
a stigma, and I think we're out to change that stigma.
But were you worried that if something, Ricki, had gone wrong, and there you were just in the tub, and you didn't have all of the stuff that you need in the hospital?
I knew I had a great backup system, and that's really what it's about.
And also, she was, at that time, there was a birth center in New York, which doesn't exist anymore. And I mean, you were closer to the hospital than the birth center was.
Right. It was.
So it's kind of this weird, you know, irony where, you know, people say, oh, it's all fine and safe in a birth center, but in somewhere, you know, it can be just as close to your home.
Here's the thing: so many of us battled for feminism, you know, as a theology almost, certainly a mindset. And this comes down to choice, which is all about and don't be so quick to judge another woman's choice.
And it's a woman's reproductive right, as far as I'm concerned, as to who is there, who is her care provider, where she chooses to give birth. That comes down to our reproductive rights being taken away.
And were both your husbands for all of this? Did you have to battle them? Because sometimes you'll have a partner that says, no, I want to be in the hospital with you, with the doctor.
And that, I mean, that's something to really consider. You need to have all of your team on your
Because the 2 of you are having this baby.
My husband was more on board with the home birth than I was.
Oh, really?
Oh, he was into it from the beginning.
He didn't want that trip to the hospital.
Well, I wanted to say that one thing that's come out of this book and this movement, because really it's been a movement. We have a social networking site that we launched 3 days ago. We have like 1,600 people have joined.
Tell us the name, and then we got to go.
mybestbirth.com.
mybestbirth.com.
Great to see you.
Nice to see you.
Glad the baby's
Good luck
well.
with the book, too.
Thank you for having us. We love you
You can get an excerpt on our website, klgandhoda.com.
Next up, Chocolate Creations, right after this.
Wait a minute. Get out.
Puzzle piece that completes me. You set my soul